All right, here we go. Everybody that's watching, here comes the first game, the first semifinal game with a player's view. We apologize, there were some technical difficulties, so we couldn't come at you 15 minutes ago, but here we go. So, first game, I want to welcome my co-host for the day, Tyrese Rice, the usual, and the big German himself, Tibor Pleiss. How are you guys doing, fellas?
Wonderful. And
Doing good,
excited,
All right,
doing
of
good.
course.
wonderful and excited. All right, there we go. I'm very excited. We've had some serious fan interaction before the game, so I know all the Germans in Berlin are very excited. Uh, some pretty cool videos going on out front. I don't know if you've all seen, but take a look on the social media channels. It is intense. We got Panathinaikos versus Fenerbahce. Wow. Here we go. A lot of people are talking about a potential Greek derby. We got a semifinal rematch from the final of last year coming up right after in game two. But game one, here we go. Panathinaikos, the number 2 seed coming in, goes to 5 games, beat Maccabi in the 5th game to get here. Fenerbahce does the unthinkable, goes into Monaco, wins on the road in game 5. Nick Kalathis basically steals the show at the end. The bald eagle is what he's going by now. He was huge for them. These guys who are my co-hosts today, Tibor and Tyrese, EuroLeague champs. Tyrese, the 2014 EuroLeague Final Four MVP. So we're going to pick their brains. But I'm going to start with you, Tyrese. Coming into this semifinal, there's a lot of noise leading up to the week, a lot of media. Everybody probably hitting you up, reaching out. Maybe I can get a ticket. Maybe I want to know what's the game plan. What are you guys going to do? So how do you focus with all these distractions? Are you turning your phone off? Are you just getting ready for the game, or is everything just the same as a regular game? How are you guys preparing? Tyrese, you go first.
You're trying to keep everything, as normal as possible, but we know that that's just, that's not the truth in the Final Four. So many things going on, so much media around, so many people contacting you.
Yeah.
For me, it was the best thing to do was just to embrace it all. Just embrace it all and take it all with me and understand that, this is what you've been preparing for, in your summers, in your past seasons. So when you get there, I mean, you have to take it all in. You have to embrace those moments and just be ready to perform. Trust in yourself and your work.
No, absolutely. And so this matchup is very intriguing. What I think about when I think Panathinaikos, obviously star-studded talent all throughout there as we see the legend Scottie Pippen himself in the building. But everything I worried about so far with Panathinaikos has not, come to fruition, luckily. And what I mean by that is they're so reliant on Matthias Lesort. He's been so dominant for them this year, but he stayed healthy, playing that many minutes. And this is
Yeah.
where I'm going to throw it to you, Tibor. You having played for Coach Ataman, as soon as he finds his guys, he rocks with them. Seems like 35 minutes a game, and he's just gonna ride that train until there's nothing left. So, Tibor, do you worry about any of that? Are guys tired playing for him, or is it just it's known like, all right, I'm gonna get my reps and I'm just gonna get buckets, and that's how it's gonna be?
I mean, you worked so hard, to come to the Final Four, and I have a feeling this gives you extra energy, especially when you're on the court. It's like these games matter, so you
Hmm.
like when you're on the court, you get some extra energy, and yeah, I mean, there's no after, like that you have like 2 games ahead of you,
Yeah,
and yeah, I mean, Ataman is doing it like all the time. He did it in the past. Sometimes you
yeah.
play like 30 minutes all over the season,
Sometimes
so you're kind
three.
of like used to it. Hey,
Coach Ataman is really funny in that sense. It's like he's so hot and cold with some players, but I always appreciated how once he was hot with you, man, he's just gonna let you go the whole game, and he's gonna give you that opportunity to produce. His confidence is unwavering, maybe unlike any other coach in all of Europe. He speaks it into fruition. Having won the Saporta Cup with Siena in 2002, the Euro Challenge with Besiktas in 2012, the Euro Cup with Galatasaray in 2015, and obviously the back-to-back EuroLeague championships with you at Ephes in 21 and 22. Possibly could have been 3 had a COVID season not been canceled. You guys were really balling that year.
Oh,
So
Hmm.
I mean, he really instills this type of confidence in his players. So if you could give us a look onto what he's saying in the locker room or during practice, is he just preaching like you guys are the professionals? How is he coaching you guys?
I mean, I have to say he did it again. Like before he kind of like built this team, the team
Hmm.
was kind of like in a low position in the EuroLeague, and he
Right.
did the same thing with Panathinaikos now. So he knows what he's doing to build a good team with good characters, come to the Final Four. I mean, he showed like many times. Even one time we made it to Baskonia a couple of years ago. We were out, like we lost in the final, but we made it to the Final Four as well. So I mean, I have a feeling like he tries like to keep everything as normal as possible. Of course, like he's talking a lot, but on the end he tries to keep the same routine um, in general. Like
Yeah.
before every game, he's kind of like repeating his things. Like let's play defense, go for the rebound. He's not trying to distract you at all. Like especially like before the Final Four, he's kind of like saying the same thing like in every game. So
Yeah.
everybody knows what's coming.
Yeah, well, that's very cool. So, again, to all the fans, sorry, there's a little bit of technical difficulties. The game is actually delayed 10 minutes, so we're going to get to that shortly. But use the code PlayersView20, and it'll give you 20% off for the Final Four pass on EuroLeague TV. So, right now, we're live on YouTube and X, so you can watch us on YouTube the whole time. Then you just bring up the game on your TV, kind of mute that, listen to us three, because obviously we're way better than everyone else. You're going to get the personal insight from Coach Ataman himself. There's Scotty Wilbekin having a phenomenal season with Fener. Saw an interview where he was talking about, he felt it would have been a failure had he not made the Final Four with Fener. Sure enough, they did the unthinkable, won the game 5. But Tyrese, throwing it back to you, being the point guard to me is the most important player in all the teams, but more importantly in the Final Four. These games can get so hectic. The fanfare is so wild. Even professionals get super hyped up and might act out of character just because they're feeling the emotions of the game, putting this unnecessary pressure on themselves. For you as a point guard, having been the Final Four MVP, what were you thinking trying to get your guys to calm down and just play the full 40 minutes? Because if we're going to throw it back, your win against Cheska, you guys won at the very last second. So it's a full 40-minute game, and it doesn't matter all the way up until the whistle is blown.
Yeah, yeah. One quick thing before I answer about Scotty Wilbekin, him having his dad at the game was really cool. He said his
Mm-hmm.
dad always said that if he made it to the Final Four, he would come to a game. He would fly over and come to the game. So I believe his dad is in attendance today. I thought that was really cool. This is
Yeah,
first
that's
time that
special.
his dad's first time coming over to see him, and it's in the Final Four. So I thought that was really dope. Um, but yeah, being a point guard out there, you still have to be that leader, that guide,
Mm-hmm.
and that guy that kind of keeps everybody calm, when we're on the
Yep.
floor, not getting too high, not getting too low. Things can happen quickly and the excitement can be up and then it can plummet just like that, so you want to try to
Yeah.
remain try to keep that balance and help the team keep that balance. And when you're the one that's down, just believing until zeros hit the clock. I mean, we've seen all types of things happen in our basketball careers.
Yeah.
Like some of the craziest things happen, throughout a game and the craziest shifts in the
Mm-hmm.
game. And as long as you believe in those shifts and you understand the energy that goes towards those shifts happening, I think it's always possible.
Yep.
And as a point guard, you just try to keep that possibility in your mind.
Yeah, and to that point, I mean, what I'm talking about when you made the layup to win it for Maccabi back in 14, it was just a simple routine bounce pass that I think Kriapa fumbled, and you guys were able to get the steal and get on the break. That's where you made your legendary layup to kind of seal the game for you guys. I'll never forget Alex Tyus, like just cheesing so hard,
Man,
running up to you. So it's
yeah,
like you said, every little thing matters, and at that point, you have to be on alert for all 40 minutes. So absolutely.
yeah,
But here we go. We got
yeah.
the Kendrick Nunn. He was highlighted earlier. He's having a phenomenal year. You saw him sign the extension with Panathinaikos. I thought that was a really smart move by the organization to try to lock him up. Uh,
Hmm.
Most people, most Americans that come over to Europe struggle at the beginning to get used to the gameplay. the flow, maybe even a little bit of the rules, but he just picked it up right away and was just getting to it quickly. And I think he's going to be also one of the key players, obviously, but it's going to be Kendrick Nunn and Kostas Lukas. Kostas Lukas going for his fourth EuroLeague title, third team. You know, he had the two with Olympiacos. He won it with Fener. I believe while you were in Ephes, Tibor, is that right? Because that was Coach Obradovic with
Yeah,
Fenerbahce. Yeah, they had a phenomenal team. So that was just after they were taking off. They were, you know, the top Turkish team, and then you guys really started to take off, and then you're leading the league. So one thing that I know I hated when I played in Turkey is having to wait for all these teams at the Final Four. When you're playing your domestic league, you have like a 10-day break because these guys are in the Final Four. You just sit and watch and practicing. That was just terrible. So I assume that's where you're at right now. You're just hanging tight until they get back.
yeah, it's already our second break. Waiting for them to get finished and keep playing our playoffs. I mean, we already qualified for the semifinals, but I mean them
Yeah,
as well. But waiting, uh, staying in shape.
that's not the most fun thing, that's for sure. But a lot of interesting facts, you know, going on. A lot of talk of this. This is going to be in the second game, but Rudy Fernandez and Sergio Yul, like if they're going to continue playing, this might be their last possibility at a EuroLeague championship. So that's something to keep in mind. I think that's going to be a really good one, a repeat from the championship game last year, pretty much where Olympiacos dominated the game and controlled the game for 38 and a half, 39 minutes last year. And then Sergio Yul kind of hits that tough going right pull-up jumper over Mustafa Fall. The degree of difficulty was super high, but that's what Sergio Yul does. He's been doing it his whole career. Hits these crazy circus shots. There we go. We got the slate right up there. 2014 Maccabi Tel Aviv. That is Tyrese. And then Tibor, back-to-back, 2021 and 22, Anadolu Efes, Istanbul. Wow. I was at the,
Special.
the Final Four in Cologne, Germany when Tibor won it. And I'll tell you what, as soon as Efes got back after you guys won, the decibel level at the hotel just got taken to a whole nother level, and I was just so salty. Like, man, I wish that could have been me. So I know everybody is irking for that glory and the nice party. Berlin is a very fun city, so whoever's going to win it this year is going to have an amazing evening, that's for certain. But I wonder how long the game is delayed. As a player, that's exactly what you don't want, is to just be sitting around
Yeah,
waiting for the game delay
yeah.
to finish. And you have your normal routine. You got it timed down, you know, to the 10-second mark. You're flowing. You got your heart rate up. You got enough shots already. Now you're just standing around. You don't want to shoot too much. You probably don't want to get cold, though. So it's like, what do? You just see Papa Petru right now just kind of dribbling like, what are we doing, man? Let's hurry up. So the clock's not even
Yeah.
rolling. So we're in for some trouble here.
It's very difficult to keep your mind focused, you know, when you have to deal with any kind of delay, you know, to the game
Yep.
because, you know, obviously you run your pregame routine all the way up until, you know, like you said, that 10-second mark. Um,
Yep.
and your mind is already in it. And it's like, okay, here it goes. You know, and you're just ready to, you know, let that energy go and see what happens in the game and to have to sit down, you know, that can really mess with your focus. That can really change, you know, how your approach was. So what would you do in this moment? I would want to hear from you guys. What would you do in a moment like this? 10, 15, 20 minute delay after a long show already. You know, how would you
Yeah.
adapt to this moment?
I mean, I have to say, we had like a similar situation like 2 years ago when we played against Olympiacos. I mean, it was not right before the game, but we stepped out of the hotel into the bus, and I think the Olympiacos fans were like all over the streets, so we were not able to go to the arena and to start our kind of like routine. So I think we were like 50 minutes late to the arena as well. It's
Oh
like, I
wow.
mean, like you
Oh
kind of
wow.
like try to stay focused. You kind of like, I mean, here they're already on the court. They're hot, you know. They want to start the game. They were like waiting for the whole time. But I remember like our situation was tough as well because everybody has this routine. You know, like we are starting like 1 hour before you have to be on the court. You have to do your stretching routine. And but here the guys,
Mm.
you can see the coach.
I can only
You
imagine
know,
what Shadis is thinking right now.
Come
Tyrese, I
on,
think it
Sergio.
was you that said you just got off the bus and got right on the court and just got your shots up
Yeah,
before everybody else. Yeah. So in a
yeah.
situation like that where you're only at the arena an hour before, that everything is messed up. There's going to be guys on the court that
Oh
aren't
yeah,
usually on the court at the same time. People getting taped. There's going to be a log jam in there. So it's like, all right, it's going to delay you another 10 minutes. Maybe guys get
hmm
treatment on their lower back to kind of get loose, and then you don't have enough hands on. So all of this is just a catastrophe as an athlete. Is not at all what
yeah,
you want. So I'd rather have it like this, where you're delayed on the court versus what you had, Tibor, not getting to the
yeah,
arena. However, I think it's different for bigs and guards. Guards' bodies obviously aren't, you know, as we're a little bit more mobile. We can kind of keep the mobility, keep loose. But the big guys, you guys got it tough, man. So to stay loose for an
yeah.
extra 20, maybe even 30 minutes, that's brutal. So I'm getting news right now from the
Yeah.
producer. The police won't let the game start, and it's just currently going to be TBD. So there must be
Police.
some serious fan altercations. Anytime you're going to have a Greek and a Turkish team, there definitely going to be a lot going on, as we see Coach Itudis right there. Curious to see where Coach Itudis ends up next year. His name has been
Mm.
linked to quite a few
Transfer.
teams. EuroLeague champion coach. He's not going to be without a job for very long. Um, this was his team. He was the Fener
Yeah.
coach. He got fired. They didn't get off to the start that they wanted. I thought it was a little early to fire him. That being said, I
hmm
do believe, if I'm not mistaken, they wanted Coach Sharas in negotiations a little bit prior. So maybe they just wanted Coach Sharas and were looking for any reason to get rid of Itudis and get Sharas. Turned out well for them, obviously going on the road in Monaco and getting Game 5. So we shall see.
Yeah. This is a this is a very German thing to be happening right now as well. The police not letting the game
We are
start.
having
Come on
rules.
now.
We are having rules.
Yeah. This is a very this is a very German thing
Normally
right now.
on
I'm not
time, but if
surprised.
there's something wrong, we have rules.
Yeah, for sure. They are going to abide by those rules. I don't care what's happening. The rules are the rules, and that is it. One of the
But
biggest
no,
games of the
normally
year
there's like another
does not
thing
matter.
for Germany, like we on point, we on time all the time.
Yeah,
Not
hey,
not so
I'm not
much.
mad at it. I'm not mad at it, especially when it comes to, contractual situations and things like that. You know what to expect all the time. So it's not, it's not always a bad thing. It's just this current moment. They're probably outside and don't want to start the game inside. Like, it's like, just start the game. Like, just start the game. Y'all do whatever y'all doing, but start the game. That's funny.
Maybe just start the game, if everybody's on their seat, like there's still some free
Yeah,
seats. Like,
man.
come on, fill them out before we're starting.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm thinking this is probably
Yeah.
also going to delay the second game. The two teams coming in for the
Uh,
semifinal two are going to have their allotted time to warm up and get loose themselves. So this changes everything for them. Their pregame meal, you usually want to do it, 5 hours before the game. But if you
mm,
know your game's going to be pushed, then it's like, okay, when do
eat
we
again.
eat? Yeah, eat again, maybe a little bit of extra snack. Better get that granola and yogurt and coffees out again, the berries, all that good stuff.
Hmm
So it's something for everybody to keep an eye on. Maybe some guys sleep a little bit longer had they known, although they're definitely done with their pregame naps at this point. But it just adds to the nerves, the anxiety, everybody trying to get out there.
Yeah.
There's the shot, the game-winning shot last year,
Man,
Sergio Yul.
wow, unbelievable.
That's crazy.
When you guys were in the Final Four, did you play the first game or the second game?
I played the first game. We played against Barca, and then Tibor was after us. They were in the second game, so we lost on a game-winning shot
Okay.
from Corey Higgins. So yeah, that was a
Oh
heartbreaker. And then
yeah, I remember that.
Uh,
yeah, at
Yeah,
the top of the
I
key,
remember that.
incredible shot from Corey
Yeah,
Higgins. You know, true bucket
yeah.
getter in all the
Mm,
sense. But Tibor, yeah, have you been both the first game and the second game before?
um, I don't remember.
It
I'm
was
just
so long
listening to him
Minor
ago.
right now, like
details.
I'm listening and
Yeah.
talking at the same time. I have to get used to it. uh,
No, it's really
That's
messed
funny.
up for the fans that don't know. Sometimes our producer is talking to us in the ears, but then you're listening to the
Yeah,
game, then you listen to everybody talk. It's a lot going on here.
it is. It's
I'm
very
curious
hard
about
to
what he's
keep your
saying as
thoughts
well.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, we do have our first YouTube question. So who do you think will win the game? So we'll start with you, Tyrese.
And uh, this might be one of the toughest picks that I've had to do on this show, just because these two teams, they just seem to have a knack for figuring it out when it matters most. They both have big time players that come up big in the clutch. They both have experience. It's wow. There's a toss up, but because I want to see a Greek derby in the final, I think that would be
Yeah.
phenomenal for EuroLeague basketball. Just because it's going to be absolutely nuts in that arena before the game, after the game, during. It's going to be ridiculous. They're going to need some extra police, so I'm going to take Panathinaikos and Olympiacos to pull off the upset in a Greek final. I would love to see that.
Tibor, your thoughts?
I'm kind of like in a difficult situation because I mean I live I live in Istanbul, so if I want to be able still to walk over the street without
Exactly.
any trouble, I have to be for Fener. But on the other side, of course, is my
But that's your
ex-coach, so I'm
rival.
kind
That's
of
your
like in between.
rival. So you can't do that.
Nah, I gotta
Of
keep it in
course, I
Turkey.
can.
I gotta keep it in Turkey.
I think they're like these are really like two teams on the same level. They have both like on both
Yeah.
sides really like a lot of quality players. And another thing,
Yeah.
like for a lot of players, it's the first time in the Final Four. I think that matters as well. I remember like my first time I was in Baskonia, I was like kind of like nervous and everything was new. I had to deal with this situation, like the media down at the lobby and everything, all the surrounding. But from Final Four to Final Four, I had more like confidence and everything got easier. So I'm excited how they are dealing the pressure and the excitement.
Okay, so my picks, I think I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go Panathinaikos Madrid. I won't be mad if it's a
Mm,
Greek derby. That would be special for all the fans, but I think Madrid just all year has been top to bottom the best team.
yeah.
They're just so stacked. But hey, it's just one game, a lot of crazy things happen. And Panathinaikos being pretty much fully healthy, I think that's going to be a Kostas Lukas, maybe the trump card in this situation. He's got that experience. What you mentioned, T-Boy, he's been here many times. He's done it.
Mhm.
And it seems like every time there's a close game, he ends up with the ball in his hands to make the game-winning play somehow, whether it's a shot or creation for a teammate. So I think it comes down to Kostas Lukas at the end.
It's going to be very interesting in the end because I know Slukas and Nick are going to match up late game, and
Mm,
that's going to be
yeah,
amazing to see, two guys that know each other very, very well, matched up late game in the last 2 or 3 minutes. Nick being the defender he is, Lucas being the offensive
yeah.
player he is. That's gonna be nice. Both competitors as well, so you know exactly what you're gonna get from both guys. It's gonna be interesting to see who wins that battle.
Absolutely. Both Greek national team players, friends. But we see Jonathan Motley with the start for Fenerbahce. He was injured. Seems that he has recovered, so he's in the starting lineup. I like that because he's very mobile. Matthias Lasort, obviously a very mobile, undersized, big, both not the tallest guys. So they're going to give quite a few looks at Lesort. You're going to start with Motley, the mobility, able to slide your feet, play above the rim. You're going to bring in Papagiannis, the longer defender, can also play above the rim, but maybe he's going to be in a drop to kind of stop Lesort from the lob threat. It's going to be a lot of different ways that they're going to play this defensively. Coach Saras, known for his game planning, his X's and O's. So definitely something to keep an eye on. But we got one more question real quick. How should Fener defend Kendrick Nunn? I'll pass it to the guard, Tyrese. How would you defend Kendrick Nunn?
Uh, it's gonna be a group effort. I mean, I think you have to show him bodies. I think you have to make him more of a playmaker for others than himself, so that he doesn't get that rhythm early. So I would be very aggressive on the pick and rolls. If I'm not hedging, I would definitely be high, um, and I would make him make the reads out of the pick and roll instead of being a scorer.
Okay, I like that. I think Papagiannis can really move his feet. So I would either hard hedge with Papagiannis or even a double to try to get the ball out of his
Yeah.
hands. And then Motley, I would even think about switching with Motley because I like his defensive capabilities, even to send him inside and then kind of get to rotating. So yeah, we'll see. But Tibor, as you have played for Coach Altamont, ooh, can we get that turned down just a little bit? Can hardly hear. Dammy, there we go. Thank you very much. But playing for Coach Altamont, do you have like multiple scenarios depending on how the defense is being played against your offense, or does he just have his way and he's going to stick with it no matter the defense? How is that working for Coach Altamont?
No, he's changing like from game to game. So I think he
Yeah.
will trap him for sure. He will stay a little bit higher, take his shot away, and yeah. I mean, he's defending like every player different. So some he's hedging,
Okay.
some he's like going a bit lower. So let's see what he's doing now.
Yeah. Okay. So here we go. The start to the semifinal game one. There's the bald eagle himself, Nick Calathis, the man of the game five. Still can't believe Mike James didn't get the ball to try to win it from Monaco, but that's neither here nor there. Mike probably
Please
still
don't get
feels
us
the
started.
same way. A
Do
lot of
not get
talk
us
on
started.
social media from Jerry and Grant about his defensive player of the year. He felt he deserved it. Matthias Lasort put it on social media that Jerry and Grant deserved it. It went to the Greek counterpart team, Thomas Walkup. I think both were very deserving. Was happy to see Walkup get it just overall because he's been such a good defender for so many years now, hasn't got it. And sometimes the guards need to get some love, T-Boy. It can't always be the big guys blocking shots. We do a lot out there to help you get those block shots. So
That's
we
all you
got, we got
do.
the Greek
That's all I do.
freak. All right, we're off.
Here we go.
Let's go.
So Fenner
It's going to be interesting how
controls the
these
tip.
guys.
No, you got it.
I would say it's going to be interesting how these guys start the game. Who gets off to a good start? Who's a little slow, a little tight. If the shot making is there, it's going to be very interesting to the start of games like this.
Yeah, maybe some guys are a little bit full of nerves. Maybe some misses early. Maybe somebody comes out on fire because they've been prepared for this. But all right, refs not calling fouls the first two trips down. I like that. We like to see the physicality. We want to see them play. Came to see the players, not the refs. So, hey, I like it a lot. No calls.
Oh,
Excellent action. Coach Shars can really drop some
nice.
nice plays. He's got that in his tool bag. Nigel Hayes Davis really coming off truly an unbelievable season for him. Really
Uh,
improved just over the years, and he's kind of had his shining moment. Obviously, everybody talks about the 50-point game, which is just mind-boggling as we are 0 for 4 on the trips down the court.
Hmm.
A very rare turnover from Nick Calathis. You don't see that very often at all.
Not at all, but the one thing that will do, he will take his
Here he
chances. A big
is.
shot right there by Kendrick Nunn. Big shot by Kendrick Nunn. I think that's going to add to a little bit of relief to everybody on the court right now that a shot finally went in.
Yeah.
Now we can start playing some basketball. Floater. Mm-hmm. Ooh.
That's his shot.
Yeah, very much his shot. I'm surprised that didn't go in. But if you're closing
Uh,
out to Nick Kalathis, you got to close out, but you can't jump on that shot fake. That's what he wants. He wants to get in the lane, spray it out to his teammates, or hit that floater. So Panathinaikos got to be better on the closeout, staying on your feet. Just principle stuff. You learn, from day one, never to jump at a shot fake.
Since we just talked about the blocking stuff, it's so tough to block him because he's going up at the floater from almost the free throw line.
Mm-hmm. So Papa Petru, a little bit strange situation, I'd say, for Panathinaikos with his minutes. He wasn't playing much. He was talking about staying ready, doing everything he needed to. And he stayed ready, and he came up and he had some really big moments and some big buckets for Pana towards the end of the series with Maccabi. And here he is, gets the start. He looks like he's ready. He's done this many times. He's played in the pressure situations. He's a national team player. So I like the confidence that Ataman is giving him, even though he hasn't played as much as he probably would have liked to. But credit to Coach Ataman, knowing that his guy is ready and he'll be out there.
It's amazing that they called out of bounds on Nick on that play over there and didn't call a foul right in front of that referee face like that. And he sat and looked at him and called out of bounds. Stuff like that. I would have been close to getting a tech on that one. Like you gotta be joking right now. Like this gotta be a joke. You just watched him smack my arm and called out of bounds. Big shot by Jeremy Grant though. He doesn't hit not taking a lot of threes, but he could definitely make them when the opportunity presents itself.
Okay, so first substitution looks like we got Sertac Shanley coming in for Jonathan Motley, electing not to go with Papagiannis. Shanley can step out and shoot it, so it's going to make Matthias Lesort kind of play a little bit higher in the ball screen defense because Sertac, very good three-point shooter, got that touch. Fener hasn't scored yet in almost 4 minutes. Going to have to get another shooting threat. At some point, you got to think about getting a timeout.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Sorry about that. I was wondering if you guys were teammates.
Yeah, we were teammates in the first few years.
Yes.
Yeah, I teach him how to shoot.
I like that, Tabor. Tabor, excellent
No, he's really good.
mid-range.
He's amazing for the 3-point line. He's a really good shooter. Yeah.
Yes, he really is. I was teammates with Sertac in Besiktas a number of years ago. Wow, another turnover here. But Tibor, you guys are very similar. The pick and pop stretch capabilities. Maybe your mid range is probably better than Sertac, but his 3-point shot is probably up to your level. Very similar. Definitely need this timeout by Coach Sharas. 12-0 run to start the game. You can hear the Greek fans in attendance are going wild. This is Coach Ataman's doing, but it looks like we're going to have a promo for the semifinal game number 2. We will catch you guys right after this. All right, we're back. Coach Sharas very upset, reasonably so, down 12-0. Could not get anything going. I was with you, Tyrese. I thought Nick got fouled on his turnover out of bounds. He did have that long pass that got stolen. Maybe even the first play of the game. Scotty could have got hacked. on the drive, but we got some substitutions. Guduric is in the game. Luka Vildoza, early sighting for him. Hasn't been Coach Ataman's favorite, but here he is with the early minutes. I love Luka's game. He's got that Argentinian flair. He's swaggy with the dribble, but very effective. So I wonder if it's a matchup against Guduric, and that's why he's in the early substitution pattern. But we also haven't seen Kostas Lukas yet.
I think it's definitely different for wait, is Vildoz on the court? No, he's not out there. No, he have the same lineup. Okay, I was thinking about I was about to piggyback on you talking about Vildoza as one of the
Oh, you're right.
as
I'm sorry.
one of
That
those
was
guys
Papa
that's built for
Petru.
that moment. Yeah,
My
nah,
bad.
it's okay.
That's
I
my
mean, I
fault.
think Vildoza is built for those moments as well. I think that he will get some minutes today, at some point in his game because he is a player for the moments, and he will he's gonna come out there and do something, and we're gonna see if it's the good thing or the bad thing, but he's gonna come out there and affect the game. He's gonna affect
Yeah.
the game for sure. Tough.
All right. So Fenner, got to get a bucket here. You got to calm down your nerves. Pana is playing excellent defense, pushing Fenerbahce's offense out a little bit past the 3-point line, something that doesn't happen to them. They're usually in full attack mode.
And one. Nice.
Yeah, and one. Nice answer by Nigel Hayes Davis.
First buckets.
I think great bucket, but more importantly, the foul on Kendrick Nunn. Something to keep an eye on. You want to win some type of battle here. You're down 10. If you could somehow pick up that second foul on Kendrick Nunn, it would really go a long ways.
Well, it would, but they coming off the bench with Kostas Luka, so
True.
pick your poison. Pick your poison for now, but late game, it would definitely serve to be very beneficial. I think I would want Kostas to sit over there for a little bit longer, though.
Looks like Matthias Lasor. Does he have those Weatherman KDs on? KD 6 or 7 Weatherman. Ooh, those are some fire joints right
Oh,
there.
yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. Good eyes too. Good eyes on that one. Post them up.
Yeah, I really like that. Transition post up.
Here
There's
we go.
Sertac, the top of the
Here we
key.
go. That's the second one. Grant. Okay. Let's see if Fenerbahce can string together a couple baskets to just,
Yeah.
calm the nerves. Bring the crowd back, get the crowd into the game,
Yeah.
settle the guys down a little bit. Once that first jump shot goes in, people, it starts to feel a little bit different out there. So
Mm.
nice. The activity picking up from Hayes Davis. He's trying to enforce his will on the game right now, which they need.
I like that. Taking the leadership upon himself. He gets the foul and the bucket. Gets the transition post up for the open Sertac Shanley 3, which he missed, but it was a great play. There he gets the out of bounds layup.
And then
Involved
involved
in
in
the
another
defense.
action.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
nice.
Oh,
So we got Slukas checking in from Jerry and Grant. We saw Grigonis come in a little bit earlier for Papa Petru. Grigonis has been very solid for Pana all year. He's the type of just calm. Reminds me of Simone, your former teammate, Tibor. Kind of does everything good. Swiss Army knife player, can shoot, can pass, can kind of make plays happen. Solid defender. Very similar in that respect. I feel like he's Simone for Ataman and you guys.
Bruno is one of my favorites, man. I love playing against him. I love watching him, at his own speed all the time. Shoot it, pass it. Seemed like a really good guy when I interacted with him. How was he as a teammate, for you, T-Boy?
great guy, great guy. Really and so important for us. He always when we needed him, he was there. took his shots. I don't know how he made his shots, sometimes with his lefty against the backboard, but he made his shots. Really important three-point shots for his career, like especially
Yes.
Yeah.
in the last part.
Yeah, I echo all of that.
Yeah,
You know, Tyrese, you
great guy.
mentioned at his own speed. Sometimes us slower players, we only got one speed and it's slow. But hey, Simone was great. You know, he's a good post up guy, open defender. He had
Yeah.
that floater, the lefty floater, almost similar to Calathes from the free throw line. So
Mm,
sometimes you just got to make do with what you got.
yeah.
And still an
Hey,
amazing
it's
passer as
slow.
well.
Yes. Very great. Very good playmaker. High IQ. Read the game really well. He understood when he came into the game. You could tell he knew exactly what he needed to do. On the floor just from watching. So very good player. Mm.
Mm.
This
Very
possession was so
patient.
funny. Slukas took the ball from one baseline all the way down to the other baseline, around, pass back, pump fake, pull up off the backboard. It's like a little workout, getting some
Yeah.
cardio.
That was the start to the workout. Go get loose, make some 5 shots full
Yeah.
court. That's exactly what Kostas Lucas just did.
Guys.
Oh my
Mm.
goodness. I thought it was a little bit far for Matthias to take off, but yeah, 1-2 gather right from the free throw line.
Yeah.
That is an
Wow.
athletic center coming
Yeah.
right down the lane. I'm definitely getting out of the way of that. There's no charges being taken. Here, take that bucket. I'm gonna get on the offense.
Yeah. We're gonna take the ball out. Big shot.
Yeah,
Wow.
sad touch.
It's uh, I think Fenerbahce needed to see a jump shot go in.
Hmm.
It's just, we spoke on it before, but, seeing that jump shot go in makes it a little easier for everybody else, a little more comfortable for everybody else to take their shots. Good D, Nick. Wow.
I think
Nick is
exactly
a
what
is
you
a
said,
pure competitor.
Tyrese. Yeah, as soon as you see the jump shot go in, then the defense turns up a little bit too. You know, you get amped up a little
Yeah.
bit more. You start to pressure, and that led to the Tyrese, or excuse me, the Nick Calathes steal. So yeah, the jump shot is the key to that.
That was nice.
Yeah, and he kicks the ball
K
after too. I
KD's is
like
nice.
that, like just all of that.
Yeah. Reminds me a little bit of Kenyon Martin.
Mm, yes,
That old Kmart, Cincinnati, New Jersey, Denver, swinging all over the rim,
yeah,
screaming.
trying to hurt the rim, make the
Yeah,
glass shatter, kick the ball after.
very nice. Hey, T-Boy, this is a very random thought, but when you started to make threes, I used to hate when I played against you and you made a three. Oh my God, I hated it. I knew you could make them. It was only a matter of time because you shot the mid range so well, and I would always think like, why you don't just shoot a three? Like you might as well shoot a three. You shoot the mid range this well. I'm pretty sure you could take a step back. And then when you started to do it, I was like, I should have never thought about this. Maybe my thought brought this to fruition.
And actually, like my teammates, like my point guards, they love playing with me because I'm stretching the floor. Like the
Oh yeah.
center has to stay out with me. But the crazy
Oh
thing
yeah.
is, like, really, like in the past, I was like actually like a post player, like just under the basket, and like over the years, I stepped
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
more and more. Right now, I have a
Yeah.
feeling like I
Yes.
could be point guard as well. A bit slow. Oh,
Woo!
good
Oh,
one.
that was nice. That was nice. Yeah,
Amazing
man. I remember
putback,
back
but
in those.
real
Go
quick,
ahead, Mike.
Tibor, before the end of the first quarter, I was gonna say, was there a coach that asked you to start to work on the 3-point shot, or did you just start to develop it on your own?
Uh, Actually, like I remember, like when I played under Scariolo, he told me like,
Hmm.
"Hey, we have so many shooters. Please stay under the basket and work on your post up." But the
Mm.
thing is, like, we never stopped me for practicing on it. I was always ready. And there's like one funny moment like was actually like with Ataman. He told me the same, like, hey, we need like somebody under the basket. So actually we made a deal. He said like, hey, if you have 10 shots, if you're making five out of them, I give you one 3-point shot per game. And on the end I made 8 out of 10. And yeah, I mean, he holded his word. After that I started shooting and never stopped.
Well, that's one heck of a deal, not
That's
only
pretty
for
cool.
for the team, but for your career too, because that's an added
Yeah,
asset for
definitely.
everybody involved. But that was the end of the first quarter. Fener trying to creep back in at 22-13. We're gonna say goodbye to Tibor. Thank you for joining us. We're gonna watch these first quarter highlights, and
Thank
we'll
you
be
guys.
back. Thank you,
Thank you,
Tibor.
T-Boy.
All right, we're back. Tyrese, that was an interesting first quarter. You see it right there. 1 for 7 from Fenner for three. Oof. Sertac Shanley was the only three. You know, he had the tough step back from Scotty Wilbekin. I think that was all part of the Panathinaikos defensive game plan, just to come out and attack, try to punch Fenner in the mouth. I think they really handled it. Obviously, the 12-0 start. That man right there with the powerful dunk. 10 minutes straight for both Kendrick Nunn and Matthias Lasort. I wonder if they even come out here in the second quarter. Coach Ottoman known to rock with his guys. You know, we mentioned it at the top of the show for 35 plus minutes. These guys are in shape. They're elite athletes. I don't see the reason, unless they're going to ask for a sub, for them not to play
Hmm.
anymore.
When you play that many minutes as consistently as they do, you just kind of get it. You fall into great shape.
Yeah.
You know, you
Yeah.
you expect it. You're able to do it. And so for us looking at it, it's like, man, that's a lot of minutes. But for the player that does it, on a consistent basis, they feel a little differently. Um, and right on cue, Kendrick Nunn with another one. And like you said about Adaman with his guys, if they're playing well, he's gonna keep them out there.
Yeah.
He's not gonna break their rhythm. Um, he's gonna keep them out there playing, and both these guys are playing well. They're very active. They're not showing any signs of being tired in the moment.
Ooh, beautiful pass here. Touch
Great
Shanley with the
shot, great
skip.
pass.
Big shot. They're only their second three. Guduric can really get it going in a hurry. So I think it's important for him to see the ball go through the net and just to give that team a confidence. Only down 8, a couple buckets and they're right back there. You're going to have to
Hmm.
swing something as far as momentum to get back into this game. Beautiful flare screen right there by Tyler
That
Dorsey.
was nice action. Threw the ball into the post. Tyler came from the corner and set the flare to Guduric's man. I'm not sure if that's just action that they run or was that designed but very nice. Very
Yeah,
nice
I'm thinking
action
Coach
nonetheless.
Saras probably drew that up in the timeout and said, first
Yeah.
possession, here's what we're going to do. So Coach Saras, great in the ATO. It's got a lot of systems to him. Systems, a very
Hmm.
European way to say plays for everybody out there.
It's so funny when the European time just comes out of nowhere. Maybe start speaking a little broken English or something. Eh, It happens.
For all the fans, yes, all Americans really start to learn how to speak broken English. For maybe the team manager who doesn't speak fluent or something like that, we
Yeah,
learn how to do it in their way.
it's actually pretty funny. It's pretty funny being that we're all from all these different places and that happens. Tough pass, a good thought, but it's a little tougher pass for him right now.
Yeah.
Let's see what Fenerbahce can do. If they can score a basket here, preferably maybe even hit a three, something that can get Wilbekin going, that would be big, for them so he can make his imprint on the game as well.
Ooh. Way to stick with it, Scotty. He's actually
Yeah,
great guard around the rim. He's got that hang
yeah,
time. He really elevates on his jump
yeah.
shot, but he can kind of hold the ball with his one hand and palms it. Able to get the bank shot there. Only down six. Probably like where things are headed if you're a Fenner fan trying to get back into this game.
Lucas running a marathon again, right into, almost into an assist. Good D. Scotty Wilbekin was one of those guards that was really difficult for me to guard, to defend, because I
Mhm.
did not know what he was going to do and when he was going to do it. It
Yeah.
was just so unorthodox for me. He doesn't really play out of hesitations or play out of like straight line drives. It's a lot of like hopping, bouncing back and forth, crossing
Yes.
over, and he can pull up and shoot it from anywhere at any time. It's just like what am I doing right now? It's like, do I just force him one way, or how do you really stop him? Just because it was just so unorthodox for me. That's how I felt for me being playing against him.
Yeah, I share that same sentiment. When I was teammates with him in Maccabi, obviously guarding him a lot in practice, very similar. He's kind of got that in and out, herky jerky, stop, go. I
Hmm
don't know what he's gonna do, and then all of a sudden he's just elevated into his jump shot. And you're like, wait, what? I just took a defensive
Yeah.
slide. Where'd you go? So yeah, very
Or
difficult
he
guy to guard.
takes off and gets in the paint so fast and elevates from there. He has a nice floater mid range game. He really gets off the floor in that aspect as well. Big possession for Fenerbahce defensively here. They can get another stop. Maybe they could force a timeout, change the momentum, get the crowd into the game. There's a stop. Let's see. Oh, big shot. Big shot.
Oh, oh, nice pass by Kendrick.
Ooh. Mm.
Ooh,
Kendrick.
I like the
Kendrick Nunn is
aggression.
locked in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's
feeling
locked in
good.
now.
When you shoot that, your shot is
Yeah.
feeling good. It's gonna go in mentally. There's no way you're missing that. That's a big time jumper.
And it's not hitting any rim.
Yeah. Sure enough, Costas Lucas ending up
Sure
on the
enough.
ground gets the whistle. Yes, clearly a
He's so
foul,
good
but
at
man,
drawing fouls. So good at drawing fouls. I think
it's
that's
like he
maybe his
jumped off the
fourth drawn
trampoline
foul
at the
so
end.
already. Yeah. And like he didn't think to go and score this. I'm just gonna jump. He's gonna hit me, and then I'm gonna throw the ball up. If he doesn't hit me, I'm gonna kick it out. To whoever was on the 45. I believe that was none again. But again, man, just terrific at drawing fouls. He knows what to do and how to do it.
It's something that I think has to be taught a little bit more. I was never taught that by any coaches, and I think I would have benefited. I know a lot of players. Obviously, if you watch Kostas Lukas, there's different times where you might have thought right there on that drive, okay, shot fake, no defender in front of him, you're going right for the layup. But he's seeking the
Hmm
contact. He's looking for the defender coming at him and just going for that, not the bucket.
Yeah.
So him shooting, 85% this season, a career 90% free throw shooter, in his mind, it's like it's still 2 points. I might as well get the foul
Yeah.
on the defense, add to the team fouls, and then put them at risk. So it's actually very
Yeah.
brilliant as a player.
Ooh,
Was that
nice.
Nate
That's
Sestina?
tough.
Yeah, wow, the four
Man,
man coming out with the curl.
off a screen like that, that's very, very tough. Full speed running like that, catch and shoot. That's impressive. That's very impressive.
From the big man.
But yeah, like you were saying, I think how we became, how we learned, wow, another big shot. That ball starts going in, guys start feeling good. And now we're seeing some shot making out here. Um, but like you mentioned, I think we were taught more to play through contact and to finish through
Yes.
contact, and not to expect a foul or not to really look for a
Right.
foul. Um, and I always thought that I was pretty good at drawing contact, but for whatever reason, every ref thought that I was some strong guy that could just go through all the contact, and I'm like, this is the same contact that's happening on the other end that I'm getting called for a foul for. Like this is the same exact thing, but you're telling me because I go through it, it's like, oh, this is small contact for you. What
No,
does
that's a
that
great
mean?
point. I think you're exactly right. We were taught to play through the contract. You know, don't sell the
Yeah,
foul, don't lose the ball just because you got hit. It's got to
yeah.
be a different way of learning the game. So if you're going to get hit like Kostas Lucas and you just fumble the ball, if you're going out for a shot, then you're obviously going to get the call and go to the foul line. So I'm going to have to rethink what I'm teaching these young kids when I'm playing with them. Like I really got to master that because that's where obviously the EuroLeague is there. That's where the NBA is headed when you think Luka going through the lane just at his own pace, any little bit of contact, what James Harden used to do, those types of things. It's a new way of thinking. I'm going to have to actually consider teaching it that way now.
Yeah, it's a balance. It's a balance of being able to play through contact, but also being able to show that the contact is happening.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that I've began showing some of the kids that I work with that I believe have the ability to do it. I show them a lot of hand tricks, a lot of ways that they can, move their body, but also remain on balance, remain strong with the ball, still understanding that you can't just lose the ball because you got hit. Um, and so, yeah, kind of teaching it that way. You've learned so many things, so many tricks. I'm pretty sure what you're gonna show them is some things that you probably hadn't even used, that you hadn't even used much of, but you understand it. So,
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So we got our first time out here, the second quarter. We are going to have the Turkish Airlines flight time. I'm guessing it's going to be the Matthias Lasort dunk, but we'll see, and we'll be right back. Dinos Mitoglu. I want to get back to what I saw on Instagram. The New York Knicks had a nice playoff run, and I saw you working out Hartenstein. I did not know that. Does he
yeah.
live in Texas, same area as you? How do you have that connection?
Yeah, he lives in Houston. But actually, I played with his dad. Me and his dad played together. It's just crazy, right?
That's insane.
It just show your age without showing your age. But
Wow.
me and his
Where?
father played together in Artland Dragons in Germany.
Yep. Yep.
Tibor actually was a young pup at the time. He's a little bit younger than me, so he, not really a young pup, but he was definitely younger
Yep.
than me. But me and his father, we just grew a connection. Um, I'm forever indebted, to their family because I brought my son over there with me, and it was just me and him. And my son was about 5 years old at the time, maybe 4 years old. He was 4 years old at the time, and his family really, really made that possible for me. They helped me out. My son was able to stay with their family on the road when we was on the road. They really, really
Yeah.
took care of me. His mom, his sister, um, and his father, forever indebted for them for that. So when I got the call, which I got the call last year, from them, and they were like, "Oh, like we want you to work with Isaiah." he wants you to be with him, for the remainder of his career. Um, and that's just how it went. So we do some mental performance work together. We do some skill development work on and off the court together. Um, and it's been a blessing, honestly. I just appreciate the trust. And when they came to me after everything that I went through with them and my son and everything like that, it was a no-brainer for me to do the work with him.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's so many things to touch on that. One, absolutely insane that you play with his dad, but two, Artland Dragons, I assume that was
Yeah.
early in your career.
Second year. Yeah.
Second year, yeah, very
Second year.
successful team that, left,
Yeah.
folded in Germany. I think you guys probably won the Euro Challenge, right? You guys were always, I know that team was always successful.
Yeah. 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 My year, I think they won it the next year, but my year was the first time that they finished in like the top four and stuff like that. We lost to Bamberg in a game
Yeah.
five on a game winner to go to the finals that
Oh,
year.
wow. Yeah.
Yeah, that was rough. Actually, no, no, no. I'm sorry. We did lose to them in a game five, but it wasn't on a game winner. It was on a game winner when I was in Bayern Munich. I lost to
Uh,
Bamberg again in the final game winner to go to the final. So Bamberg messed up two championships for me, but it's okay. It happens. But yeah, all the way back to that time.
yeah, will forever sting. But okay, I
Yeah.
mean, to you to have a 4-year-old and to be able to do that, did you know you were going to have a place for him to be while you went on the road, or were you planning to bring him? How did that work?
Man, man, we could go on this for the entire show.
Yeah.
But it was, it was very difficult. It was very difficult for me to and this is look at this guy right here. Say what's up. You on live TV right now. You on live TV right now. This the 4-year-old that I was just talking about. That's not a
Right,
4-year-old
right,
anymore.
right. Yeah, he's
Um,
he's been
but
been lifted. Ah.
right. At that time we were at that time we were he was back home and I was in Germany, and it was just so difficult to be away from him,
Right.
and I didn't care how I didn't care, how I was gonna make it possible. I didn't care
Just had
what
to
the
do it.
circumstances would be. It had to be done. And so, I was able to have him come over. I had a couple of my friends come and
Yeah.
stay and came and helped me out. Some of my family came and stayed, helped me out. So it ended up working itself out. But yeah, it was definitely wouldn't have been all the way possible if it wasn't for the Harnstein family.
All right. Well, his continued growth as a player, it's partly because of you. So I'm very happy to see that he got another fan in me just from that connection. So that's big time.
Uh,
All you young players out there, if you're in Houston, you definitely want to get with Tyrese. He knows the game
uh,
in and out. He's working with everybody. He mentioned working on it mentally. I think that's a huge part that not many young players work on it.
yeah.
To be able to handle coaches like Coach Sharas right there, just like that. He taking Scotty by the head, saying, "Hey, come on,
Yeah.
we got this. Lock in. Let's go."
One thing about Shardis and Ataman, they're going to
Yeah,
be very tough on you, but they also want you to succeed. They
yeah.
want you to go out there and be you and be the person that they know that you could be. So they're going to hold you, to a different standard than probably you hold yourself, maybe even a bigger one. Because of that belief, and that belief always shows on the basketball court. You see these guys have these moments where they do some great things, and it's because of that confidence that that coach or that they already have, but also that the coach gives them.
Tell you what, I really liked what I just saw right there from Sharas. Him grabbing Scotty like that. Scotty hasn't had the best start to the game, but he's showing like I'm still rocking with you. We're gonna get this done.
Hmm.
He's showing that confidence. Hey, you're the guy. Come on, we got to get going. They're creeping back into
I,
this game. Just a few smarter decisions, and I think they'll be right there.
I mean, for how they've played, with a few turnovers, not a lot of made shots, percentage
Mhm.
wise, and to only be down by five in this moment, it's nothing. There's not much you can ask for, right now to be in a two possession game, getting ready to go into halftime. you in a really good spot, I think, for Fenerbahce, and Panathinaikos needs to try to build on this momentum that they do have.
All right, so who do we got? Grigonis, Kostas Lukas, Kendrick Nunn, Juancho, and we'll see who the fifth is for Pana. Yeah, Kochar is working. Needs that sweat towel. Got the John Chaney drip. The towel right here on the shoulder. Stack, pick, and roll.
Ooh, tough shot. Good hustle by Kendrick Nunn.
Kendrick Nunn has had a lot of hustle plays so far. He is really locked in. Oh my gosh.
Ooh-wee.
There's that Kenyon Martin.
Yeah, yeah. Kenya Martin might have said a couple words after that one though.
Not made for TV.
Yeah, yeah.
Same spot, different result. Nigel Hayes Davis doesn't get that to go, but I like the aggressivity. Go right back into him in the post. Yep. Good decision. Oh, nice finish. Oh,
Good block. Wow, good block. Man, good
oh,
defense.
wow.
Wow, that was nice.
Great read by Guduric.
That was nice.
Cuts it from
Come
7
back
to
from the
5.
corner
That
on
was, yeah, Pana was really moving the ball, had Fenner in scramble mode, but great read by Guduric to get the steal and the layup. Sukas looks a little bit tired, been dribbling the ball in circles for the past couple possessions.
hmm Guduric looked like that defensive back that knew what route was coming.
Yeah, yeah.
They ran that, a little bit of zone coverage. You see that out route coming. Oh, there it is. That's my pick six. Yeah, that's what it looked like. Guduric on that play. That was nice.
3.1 on the clock, so you got to look to get it up quickly. We got to check. Oh, no sub from Mitoglu, but
No sub.
and a missed shot. Fenner is looking out
Attack him.
to get out and run. Oh,
Yeah.
good
Attack him. There you
play.
go. I was hoping that he didn't pull that ball back out. I think if you were ever gonna attack Lasort, it's in that moment right there in transition when
Yep.
he can't really dictate. He can't really dictate what happens on. He got a lot of ball on that play too.
He did
Could
get a
get
lot of
beside us
ball. I
with the
thought that
body.
wasn't bad. Coach Altamont upset with Juancho. But you know what? I was thinking this to myself, and it was going to be a dumb question at the time at the beginning. And I was like, would you rather be up 12-0 or down 0-12? And every time that you go up 12, it's like the other team is just going to be scrapping for their life. And the team that is up might get comfortable, might get complacent. And as dumb as the question is, it's almost better to be the guy who is down, so you're just going to be fighting for the next 35 minutes.
Yeah, it. hmm, That's a tricky one. It's a
It is
tricky one.
tricky
But
because
in a
Pana's such a
game like this
veteran
with two
team.
teams like this, yeah, yeah, exactly. With two teams like this, I'm not sure which one I would rather have. I think I would take the lead just because,
Yeah,
we operating with a little bit of leeway. And if it does go right, for like two or three more possessions, you can pretty
yeah,
much you can pretty much finish the game. But
right.
we know Fenerbahce is not going out without a fight. We know Sharda's led team is not going out without a fight. And when you got guys like Nick Kalatis and Hayes Davis, and Scotty Wilbekin, these guys are gonna fight to the end. They've been battle tested already.
Yes, they have. And I'll tell you what, Fenner spent a lot of energy coming back right there, but they cut it to 2 points. Coach Ataman not happy by any means. Shara's probably got to be feeling a little bit good going into half right now. Team really stepped it up defensively, started forcing turnovers, started to make a few shots. Nigel Hayes-Davis really got it going there. Oof, just talk about a mental game. You know, you're up 12-0. Now the momentum is with Fener, even though you're leading by two after your Panathinaikos. You probably walk into the tunnel with your head down a little bit. Fener's head high, you know, saying, oh, okay, we couldn't have started any worse, but here we are. We're in this game. So mental is the word in basketball, and that's what's happening. 38-36. That was a great first half. We're going to get these highlights, and Tyrese and I will be back to start the second half. Okay, yeah, you see Pana walking in. It's a little bit quiet. Everybody's
Hmm.
slapping hands, but not too much talk. Let's hear from Nigel Hayes-Davis. All right, Nigel, one of the smarter players in the EuroLeague. He plays with, obviously very skilled, but plays with his brain as well. You know, you see it right there, 12 points, great first half. We will be back. Tyrese and I will be back for the second half. Can't wait to get to it. See you guys soon. Controlled basketball is right. You could tell he was really mad with Juancho at the end of that first half right there. Stats look good. Shooting 67% from 2, 44 from 3. But he said it. They lost control. It's not the highest scoring game. They came out 12-0 run. They only finished the first half with 38. I'm not sure you can afford to sub out. Matthias Lesort come out. Antetokounmpo came in. They weren't as, dominant down low. Might have to play a lot of minutes for Kostas Lukas here. And Kendrick Nunn. Kendrick Nunn, came to play. Had some big buckets. Got 8 points in that first half. I'd like to see him really get it up more in the second half. He's only 2 for 2 from 3. I want to see him get 4 or 5 threes up if I'm a Panathinaikos fan to get Kendrick Nunn, because his shot is looking pure right now. You mentioned it. It's basically been all net, no rim, a couple pull-up jumpers as well. As we see Olympiacos arriving for their game. That's about the right time. I would even like to have been at the arena maybe even a little bit earlier, but okay, they got the second half to watch. Coach Saros, here we go. That's good. Short and sweet. But again, those stats aren't terrible either. 55% from 2, that's good. The 6 of 18, I like the attempts. That's a lot. Actually, I'm okay with it because they started 1 for 7. So after that, 5 for 11. That's great. Nigel Hayes-Davis with 2. We saw the Sertac Shenley from the top of the key. The Guduric. Guduric was active on the defensive, where he was hit the interception for the layup that you mentioned. But okay, Tyrese, team captain, you're in these shoes. You're in both situations. Take me through Pana if you're the captain for Pana.
If I'm Panda, I'm telling the guys to just come out with that energy that we had in the beginning of the game. Not worry about the low moments, because they're gonna happen, within the second half of the game. So just coming out, being ready, staying with it, not worrying about the crowd aspect, because both crowds are gonna have their effects on the game, and just doing what got us here, and allow my guys, those 2 generals that I have out there on the court, to bring us home.
Okay, and then if you're in Fener's position, you're in that locker room. What are you thinking or saying?
If I'm in Fener, I'm excited about where we are right now.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, where Fener is right now and how they got back in that game, it reminds me of our final against Madrid in Maccabi, where we were down 12, 14 points early, and it looked like it was going to be one of those another one of those nights. And Madrid had just had a night like that 2 days before, where they beat Barcelona by 40 in the semifinal. So it got ugly in the same manner, but we went on a run. We got it to 2 at the half. Same thing. David Blue had made a big shot. So a lot of similarities in this half to us with Fenerbahce. So I would just stay with that. I'm pretty sure the rest of this half will be a 1, 2, 3-point game both ways, and we'll get what we all wanted, in the Final Four.
Yeah, crazily enough, I was a little kid working out with David Bluthenthal. It went from Bluthenthal to Blue. So that's how I know him. I got to work out with man, pure shooter. How lucky you were to have him on your squad.
Pure
that
shooter
man can
is
really fill it up.
An understatement. My goodness.
Yeah.
I never forget one moment with Blue. We're playing at Red Star, and they're playing in the old gym. So I would come out to shoot first. He would come out like right behind me, so we would be on the court a little bit at the same time. I would be finishing. He would be doing his thing, but he only took shots from the middle of the court. So he would he would start in the front of the rim and go all the way back to half court. He didn't miss until he got to half court. It got so crazy, I stopped my workout and just watched him. Like, I stopped my pregame routine and just watched him shoot. He would make 3 shots, three, all the way back. He did not miss until he was like a step in front of half court. I was like, oh, this is amazing. I've never seen this. Like 40 straight 3 jumpers and threes all the way back. It was amazing. Oh, wow.
Talk about master of your craft.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my God.
Okay, Nigel, get busy out there.
I mean, everything that happened on that play was so crazy. He dribbled from like the 45 to the top, behind the back, another dribble, two reverse pivots, fade away. Hey, all right, man. If it's your night, just let us know it's your night. Big shot.
All right, get loose, Papa Metru. I like it. I like it.
I love when Pop gets into it, man. I always want him to try to keep it there. Like stay in that energy. When he's in that energy, he's at his best. Look, he wants another one too. Attack him. Good move.
Wow.
Nice. Oh,
Great footwork.
did he hit him after that play? Oh man.
Sertac went down like he got hit. Yeah, I wonder what happened.
Yeah. I mean, he's selling it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I don't
I think
want
the
to. I
refs are
mean,
going to
if he
have a
hit him, he
look.
hit him. But um,
Uh,
did we miss something?
yeah.
Did we miss something here?
Maybe check the angle.
Okay, hold on. Let's
Let's
see.
have a
Yeah.
listen in. Oh, okay.
All right now. All right now. I know we're not talking about that little. All right now. All right now. All right now.
Very clear decision by the referees. That was smart. Get on. Let's keep playing.
Why are we laying out on the floor like this? Why are we doing that? Like, why are we doing all this? Why are we delaying the game for 2 minutes? Come on now. Another good and quick start for Panathinaikos. Fena needs to answer, I would say now.
Yeah, they need a bucket big time.
Oh, big shot, Nick.
Nick
Big
still thinks
shot,
he's in
Nick.
Monaco,
Wow,
hitting threes. That was a deep one too.
man.
The wily veteran, been in these huge games his whole life.
hmm it's like Nick doesn't get old. He moves the same. He's still super active. He's never gonna not be able to read the game. That's always gonna be a
Right.
part of his game. But I mean, the way he's moving around out there, you would think that this was Nick in 2009 or something, man. He's looking real sprout. He's on his toes.
Jumper type, but forces him into it. Luckily, Jarian gets that to go.
And one. Definitely a tough shot by Jarian right there. Like 15 feet, you raising up that high.
Yeah.
You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of one of those pull-up jumpers one of those back-to-back pull-up jumpers you hit over top of me um, when you were in Milan. Just got to 15 feet, just raise up. It's like, it's nothing you can do about this one. There's nothing you can do about this one. That's what that looked like to me.
That
Um,
just try to get to your spots. Shoot the same shot that you shoot every day, 100 times a day.
the humble way of putting it instead of just saying, "Hey, my man, you're too small, man. Ain't nothing you can do about this."
You said it, not me.
Hey, you was thinking it when you shot it, so hey, it's fine with me. It's a part of the game. I take everything that come with the game. Like, now I can get right here and shoot over top of him. This is what I'm gonna do. Like, ain't nothing I can do about that. Put my hand up, look at the basket. Did he make it? Cool. All right. You missed it. We'll call it good defense, but we know I ain't had nothing to do with that.
Scotty Wilbekin picks up his third. Just hasn't been able to get it going yet. Nick's kind of picking up the slack in recent 5 points, 3 assists, 5 rebounds. That's what Nick does. Obviously, a triple
Yeah,
double alert every time he steps on the court. He's going to do all facets of the game. Fenner really needs Scotty to get going. Nigel Hayes Davis has been carrying him. Sharas has been trying everybody, try to get Biberovic a few looks out there. Tyler Dorsey 0 for 2 in the first half.
uh, I would love to see some kind of movement. Well, he's coming out now for Wilbekin. I don't
Mhm.
know, stagger, pin down. Um, I don't know, quick handoff into a pick and roll or something like that. Flare screen, something with some movement for him, so he doesn't
Yeah.
have to attempt to do it off the bounce against these two guards, these two
Yeah.
good defensive guards in Jarian Grant and Kendrick Nunn, which could make
Yeah, I was
things a
going to
little bit
say
more difficult for him.
Jerry and Grant has been phenomenal for him. Fighting over
Yes,
screens, breaking up all actions. Jerry and Grant a lot taller and longer than Scotty, so I think that him hounding
yeah,
him all over the court has really, made its way for Panathinaikos.
yeah, yeah. I agree. Good
Give
block.
me that.
I'm happy to see my guy Dino's back on the court, man. I'm happy to see him back on the court and back in motion and in rhythm and playing well and being
To beat the case.
a big time, yeah, yeah, or did his time, however you wanna slice it, however you wanna slice it. But he's back out here, man, and I'm just glad that he stayed resilient through it. I was able to have a few conversations with him, during the time, so no, it's good to see where his headspace was and what he was
Yeah.
doing to stay in it.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
As a
That was
referee,
a
what do you
major
call right
collision.
there? What would you call right there?
Oof, I think I'm calling a block.
That's very tough. Yeah,
That's a tough yeah.
that's a very, very
Both
tough
are running
call. They're both
full
running.
speed.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I would
that's
need
a
to see
bang
that a
bang
couple more
play.
times. A bang bang
Yeah,
play. That's what I mean. Like, what do you call right there in that moment?
yeah.
That's a
I don't
difficult
think you
call to
can
make
fault
right
the
there.
referee for calling either one of those. So a block or a
Yeah.
charge.
A couple opportunities for Finna, man, and they just kind of rolled off or didn't get the attempt that they wanted. But they're right there. So that also has to bring some encouragement. But at the same time, Panathinaikos has to take advantage. They have to take
Yes.
advantage of these moments, of these stops that they're getting, and get some good shots, and get some good ball movement, and make sure that they can build on what they're doing.
Nothing
The
good
momentum
happens
has
when you let a
shifted.
team just hang around.
Yeah, still. Yep. Great defense. I think Panathinaikos has to
Fender,
get Slukas back in the game.
I like that.
They got to
Yeah, I
get
think
Slukas back in and get a little bit of movement, some ball movement, player movement. I think they need that right now. Oh, Nick's been doing that behind the back since like 2006. My first time playing against Nick was like 2006 or 7 or something like that. And he had that same move. But
wow. Calls the unsportsmanlike.
oh,
I think if you're Coach Sharas, you got to challenge
mm,
this.
unsportsmanlike? Come on, dog.
No,
Come on
no.
now.
That's just a
Don't
little bit
allow
of
this game
body
to be so
contact.
physical. See, you allowed the game to be physical, and then
Yeah.
you call this one as an unsportsmanlike.
All right, so
You
we
can't
got a
allow the
break in
game to be
action.
physical to make that call.
48-45. Pena still holds lead. I think we're going to get a coach's challenge soon, but I believe we're going to the Turkish Airlines flight time again, full screen. Matthias has had two flight times. Essentially, they chose the two-hand rim rocker and swinging on the rim. That's big time. Things are getting testy out there. We almost had the full speed collision between Kendrick Nunn and Nigel Hayes Davis. Now we have a light touch by Tarek Berberovic, and they call it an unsportsmanlike foul. That's a head scratcher. Outside of that, I thought the referees have done a great job allowing the physicality
Yeah,
and calling the game so far. But yeah, this
yeah.
one doesn't make sense to me. I would use a challenge. I don't know if you can on the unsportsmanlike fouls.
That is a good question. That is a good question. Ellie, we need Ellie for that one.
Yeah.
Where's Ellie? We need Ellie for that one. This is a very pivotal moment, being a free throw and a ball, or is it two free throws and a ball? Oh, it's two
Yep.
free throws and a ball. If they make both free throws and then come out and make a three,
Mm.
this is a huge possession. This is a game changing type of game altering type of possession to go from up three to up, I don't know, eight, in one possession.
Yeah, because Fenner has been fighting so hard, spending so much energy to try to get back in this game. They've had great, defensive energy, attacking the ball, forcing turnovers, all of that. Oh yeah,
Another foul.
Matthias going to go to the free throw line. Actually, a good foul though, because Lasort not a
It's not a
great free
bad
throw
foul. Yeah,
shooter. If you're going
yeah,
to
this
end
one
up with
not
a
a bad foul.
scenario, that's probably the best one.
I want to see my guy Papianis get a few more minutes.
Yeah.
I think he can have an effect on the game, just being that rim roller, big body, you know, very good on his feet, can make the jump shot if you need it, very good in the paint. I think he can have an effect. How stressful does it have to be as a fan? You've seen a lot of European hoops, and you've seen the fans. How stressful would it have to be to complain about every single call that's made?
And anytime they blow the whistle against your team, you're unhappy, which is
uh,
just
yeah,
crazy.
it's like it's like you've
Even
been
when
to
the
a
players
thousand
put up
games.
their hand, they're like, "Oh, it's my
Nah,
foul." It's
yeah.
like, "No, that wasn't a foul."
It's the funniest thing ever to me. A big shot by Sestino right there.
Sistina, yeah.
Very big shot. But yeah, I always think that's funny. Like, you can't complain about every single possession. Okay, Lasort, come on now. You should have got a flop in right there. That man been moving people around all season. Ooh, that's
Ooh,
big.
Tyler
That's
Dorsey gets
big.
it to go.
That's
Fenner
big.
finally ties
Ooh,
the game for the first time. Oh, he was on the line.
also two? Okay. That's all right.
That's
Big
okay.
shot for
It's big
Dorsey.
for
You
Tyler
definitely need to see
Dorsey,
that ball go
yeah.
in the basket.
Absolutely. With the 0 for 2 in the first half, he was short on it, didn't have the legs. It's tough to come in and not play very many minutes and be expected to make it. But here, that's a
Yeah.
big one. Great pass by Nigel Hayes Davis.
Mhm.
Let's take a listen in to Coach Saras.
Mm.
All right, Coach Charles drawing up a play. We got some good action. Couldn't see it, but we could hear it. UCLA cut, post action. Looks like a split coming. Gotta like it. They ran
Page
this
for Dorsey.
in the first half. Yeah, for
Yeah,
the out of the timeout or out of the quarter, excuse me.
yeah.
So we're gonna see this ATO coming. I think you're right. Maybe look for Dorsey on the weak side. Just made one. He's definitely a rhythm player like that. As soon as he sees the ball goes in, he thinks he's hot. So maybe we can get a second one.
See if Lucas can get going as well heading into this fourth quarter. Maybe see a maybe make a couple plays, see a shot or two fall. I think that'd be big for him.
Hmm.
Hasn't been much flow for him in these last couple possessions. He needs to get in some kind of rhythm going into this fourth quarter. Ooh, he could have made that pass. Mm, wow.
Oh. Yeah, the clock was running down, so okay.
Yeah,
Guterich had to get it up. I think I would have liked to see Nigel Hayes Davis go for the floater or get to the
finish it.
rim on that.
Yeah, yeah. I think I would have loved to see him finish it as well. Nick is locked in, man. Nick is locked in. He is one of the fiercest competitors that I played against. I loved playing against him in practice, especially when he got mad. Oh my God, when Nick got mad, I knew you knew that you were going to get the best defensive efforts all over the court. He's going to be in there reaching, he's moving his feet, using his body, he's physical. I loved it. I used to love when he would get mad in practice and we would be playing against each other. It was always fun.
I even think in the last time out, he was going to be subbed out, and he said something to Coach Charles like, "No, no, no, I'm in right now." And Charles said, "Okay, sit
Yeah,
back down." And I think that was a really smart move. They have that chemistry together,
yeah.
which was a smart play because he just got that steal. I think he's the one keeping them fighting right now.
Tough, tough foul for Guterich. He had Dorsey coming on the weak side. I think he would have got the steal regardless. Man, being that weak side guard and seeing that foul happen, knowing that you were gonna get that steal, mm. like that's always that's rough. I've definitely been on the other side of that.
Okay, Lasort gets the first one to go, but again, still not the worst foul. Obviously, you could have got the steal, but you don't know that with your
Yeah,
fronting. But to foul
yeah.
Lasort, he's 3 for 5, better than his average. Makes it 4 for
Okay.
6. Okay, gets them both to go. That's big for Panathinaikos. Fenner just can't get over the hump yet. Hasn't tied the game. Hasn't taken the lead. Pana is not flowing offensively. If you're both teams, you got to get it going. Fenner, you got to get over this hump. And Pana, if you want to win this game, you got to get that flow that you had in the early first half to get back and take this lead again.
I think if I'm Fenerbahce right now in this moment, I'm okay with what's going on. I'm okay with the flow if I'm Fener because I've seen some positive things happen. I've seen a couple of shots go in. I've seen some big defensive possessions. And knowing what we just came back from, yes, we got it to two at the half and we're down,
Right.
a point technically in this quarter. I'm okay with how it's going. And if it stays like this, eventually they will take the lead in this game, because it's been a little more flowing for them than it has been for Panathinaikos.
I
Got to
agree.
shoot it. Good defense. It's a
Shenley
lot of good
didn't
defense
quite
being played out
know
here.
the clock. Yeah, defense is locked in. At this point, every play that they're going to run, it just comes down to execution. Sluka's going for the
I think,
foul right there. Dorsey gets the
and,
strip.
and that's one of those moments where I think if he just goes and tries to score, it probably doesn't
Yes,
happen.
I
Or he
agree.
might, or maybe he
Get
gets the foul. Or maybe he gets the foul, but try to actually score that ball out of bounds. Hmm.
okay. Sluka's coming out.
Mm.
Yep. Definitely stepped on the line.
For the young fella getting some big minutes. Younger fella, not young, but younger. Good D.
Defensive specialist, so I like the way he's going to pressure the ball. It's
Yeah,
not a lineup you see too often for Panathinaikos. Still no Luca
yeah,
Vildoza siding. Probably not going to get into the game for the first time during the fourth quarter, so tough.
very tough,
Oof, tough shot for Scotty.
very tough. This has turned into you better foul him. Oh, we missed it. This has turned into a defensive battle. Ooh.
Oh, Sestina wanted the third one. I don't
Ooh.
know about it. I mean, he's 2 for 2 before that. Questionable.
The only reason I'm not mad at it completely is because they're gonna get the ball back. So it
Yeah,
could be a 2-for-1 situation. He has hit two. He is a really good shooter. So, eh.
yeah.
Wow, young fella,
Woo!
big shot.
Oh,
Wow, that
goodness.
was big time. That was
Big
big
three to
time.
end the third quarter right there.
Yeah.
Panathinaikos going into the fourth up 6. Guduric just a little bit late over the flare screen. Oh, these are the games where
Wow.
every inch counts, every bucket. Pana going up to the fourth up 6. We'll be right back. All right, it's coming down to all of this. The last 10
Man.
minutes of the first semifinal game. Fenner really had a good flow, I thought, and I was echoing what you were saying. It seemed like Fenner was in a better flow. They were controlling the third
Hmm.
quarter, but sure enough, they lose by 4. So Pana takes a 6-point advantage. They have not been losing at all this game. Jumped out to a 12-0 start and have controlled ever since. Fenner got it to 1 with that Tyler Dorsey corner near 3-point line when he was stepped on the line. But Fenner, man, spending all this energy doing so much correct, just can't get over the hump,
Ooh.
and this hurts so bad.
Ooh.
Exactly what you can't have to start
Mm.
the fourth quarter. A turnover that leads to 2 points.
Oh wow, so that was actually a 3-for-1 opportunity that Fenerbahce had. A 3-for-1 opportunity to take the shot, get the ball back, then get the ball again. Wow. It's too much acting going on out here. Too much acting going on out here, man. You guys got to get back to just hooping. Like, let's not put this game in the referee's hands. Let's let the player decide it. Let's keep the antics to a minimum. Let's go play some ball, man. And we talk about the two biggest guys in the arena too. Come on. Come on now. Let's be for real.
You're right. Okay, and sure enough, we have Antetokounmpo checking in for Matthias Lesort. A little bit surprised by that. Lasort's been playing great. Just got the steal and the dunk. Guess maybe he needs a quick blow to finish the game.
Mm.
Nick
Come on,
Calathis for
Nick.
three.
Uh,
No, can't get it to go. Did I just see Mitoglu try to dap up Antetokounmpo for that rebound mid-game?
Wait, because I definitely missed that. I wish we could show a
Yeah,
replay on it because I definitely
I
missed
wish we could.
it.
I'm sure he was just like hyped up for Antetokounmpo on the rebound. It went dapped him up right as he got it. Unbelievable. I've never seen that.
That's funny. That's a really funny play right there. We're in a pivotal moment, man. This is a very, very pivotal moment. It could get away, or Finnick can keep fighting. Let's see what happens. Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Okay, so no more timeout listening in. But tough situation for Fenner. If you're Coach Saras, are you drawing a quick hitter for a three? Are you trying to get to the rim? I it's tough. I see many different scenarios. One, I would like to see Fenner get Penn in the bonus quickly so that you can get to the line at the end of the game. This is going to be very important. They haven't been shooting the three well. Outside of Nigel Hayes Davis, I don't think I would be drawing up many threes right now. So maybe a
Yeah.
Nick Calathis action, getting in the lane, trying to draw a foul, looking for the floater, that type of thing.
I think I would probably come with a play that has some kind of counter to it, and I can run something back to back. Something with some action, some movement, where we find a solution, but then we could come back with the same play, with the same type of action, but then it'd be a counter to it, where we can find some flow, get some body movement, some ball movement, maybe get one shot and then come back down the next time, and maybe we hit them with the counter for another shot. And whether that's two or three, or something down the lane, or creating a closeout
Right.
situation. Whatever the case may be, I just want to see the ball move around a little bit and into something, especially with Lasort out of the game. With Lasort
Yep.
out of the game, you got to do something here.
That being said, also Kostas Lukas out again. Kalazikis played huge minutes, came in, hit that tough three at the end of the buzzer, gets the offensive rebound here, and gets the two free throws. Only his sixth free throw on the year. That's crazy. But hey, 6 for 6. Okay.
Shoot it, Nick. Yeah, I think you got to get
Wow.
Wilbekin. I think you have to get Wilbekin back in the game, despite you know what's been going on during the game. He's still
Yeah,
one of the better scorers in EuroLeague, period. So you got to get him back in there. I
I
don't think
agree. He's still
Panathinaikos can
that
get too
dude.
comfortable either. They can't get too comfortable either, and think just because they have the lead that they can, continue to sit Nunn and Slukas for a long amount of time. If there's a chance to run away with this game, they need to get out there and try to do it.
I agree with that. Kalazak is still given the good minutes, so I would look to every possession. I would just review that.
Yeah,
If it's going to be
yeah,
up 10 every time he's playing good defense, maybe he gets one more bucket, something like that. I would review it every situation. Then you look to get Lucas in, but if they're
for
not going to
sure.
score, maybe bring back Slukas. Yeah, another big shot by Sestina. 3 for 4. Oh yeah, 4 for 5 on the game. Two threes.
hmm That's the only reason why I wasn't all the way mad at the 2 for 1 type shot.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-oh, you can't
Ooh.
gamble right there. You can't
Uh
gamble
oh.
right there. Buckets,
Another
you
one.
can't count. Ooh,
Oh,
I thought he should have shot the
that would
first
have
one.
been a big. That would have been a big one.
I thought they should have went ahead and fired the first one. Quarter the rhythm, you was ready. That's not a foul. If he puts his arm up and basically holds my arm, and I'm trying to swing at the ball, but you holding my arm, how is that a foul?
Man, Nick was saying the same thing to a ref. He's holding
Yeah,
me. He's
how
putting
is
his
that a
arm up.
foul? So many things happen in basketball, and when you look at them by definition or explanation, it doesn't make sense. It's like the follow through later. Nice. Oh wow, he missed it. It's like the follow through on shots. It's like, oh well, he hit him after the shot. It's like, oh okay. So if you're telling me this, then every time somebody shoot, I'm gonna smack him. And we're just gonna say this after we're just gonna say this after the shot. It is no foul. Basically, what you're telling me. It's like, come on, man. Just call it how it is. Just call it how it is. Follow through or not, you can't touch a shooter. I,
Yeah, Baberovich with the takedown, with the near
yeah.
broken hand, with the punch right here. Oh man, got to be careful. Aaron Brooks slapped the stanchion while we were at UCLA and broke his hand after that. So my coach always said,
Oh
don't
man.
don't do that just to break your hand. It's a possibility.
I had a teammate, I believe it was Yankovic, Vlado Yankovic. I want to say his dad head butted the uh the basket after,
Yeah.
and I want to say he broke something or
Oh gosh.
fractured something in his neck, maybe like something serious happened. I never forget them
Yeah.
telling me this story my first year. I don't remember exactly what happened to him, but something definitely happened to him. But he used to always do this. This was like a thing that he always did, and he did it in one gym, and it didn't have the
Padding.
padding that he thought was there, and yeah, broke his neck or something. Like it was pretty crazy. Yeah, something pretty bad.
All right, so now
Finna
you can kind of
struggling.
see the frustration building up for Fenerbahce. The players had been so positive the whole game trying to fight back, but now you're starting to see the body language to creep down a little bit. It's a big moment for Penna. You can kind of put the game away. Maybe a bucket here, an and one really might seal it. Nick involved in, yeah, Nick's still involved in the defense. He's everywhere defensively, man. He's really been active.
And Nick is gonna compete until the very last second. He is most definitely not gonna leave anything on the floor. I mean, excuse me, he's gonna leave it all on the floor. He's not gonna leave anything in the tank, for him. He is definitely gonna maximize out here tonight. And 10-point game, but Finna is not out of it. It's a long game. It's a lot of game to go. A lot of things can happen, but they need some kind of flow immediately.
Baseline drive.
Oh
Ooh, what a
wow.
dime.
Yeah. Got to score one of these. Wow, they just can't put the ball in the basket. Layup, floater,
Yeah,
open
they've had a lot
threes.
of really good looks.
Yeah, and one. Nice. Lasor just putting constant pressure on the defense. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. Well, not looking
It's
good
not.
for Fenner. Looking really good for Pana.
I agree. Very low scoring game, but you said it. Fender has had some really good looks, like a 6 foot jump hook from Guderic. Couldn't get that to go. Beautiful pass from Calathis. Nigel Hayes Davis can't get the three to go. Scotty Wilbekin definitely not having his best game. 1 for 7 total, 2 turnovers, 2 points, 2 assists. Kalazakis coming back in, presumably to play some good defense. Who are you going to take out? Slukas? Oh, this.
Oh,
They get the two missed
wow.
free
Got it back.
throws, but can't handle it. Yeah. You can't have these mental breakdowns here if you're going to try and come back from 10 with 5 minutes to go.
All five guys have to come in. Late game, everybody's got to come in for this rebound and not just
Hmm.
stand out with their man at the 3-point line just because they're at the 3-point line. If he's going to stand there, then leave him there, and you got to get in there. You got to get in there and get that ball. Good pass. Big shot. Ooh, that might have been that game sealer right there.
Yep.
If that goes in.
Beautiful pass. Got to give up the rock.
Mm-mm. Down one. That's tough. That's nice. That's
My
nice.
man
My
taking
boy
the
seeing
tops
people swinging
off.
shirts. They like, I'm gonna swing my shirt too. I'm gonna swing my shirt too.
Okay. Very sticky situation if you're a Fenner fan. Guterich, you got to give up the rock, trying to make something happen. I understand that, but you got to utilize some ball movement. Kendrick Nunn, beautiful steal, and then the layup. Looking to go to the free throw line to create the biggest lead of the game, 13. Let's listen to Coach Sharas.
I know that look on Nick's face, man. He is the frustration is there, but he like, come on, let's fight it all the way out. He's one of those guys that's he's okay with losing a game. You can lose a game, it can happen, but we got to fight it all the way out.
Well, that they are. Look
Oh
for Fenner to
wow,
make
Bill
some
Murray.
type of push. Bill Murray, the legend, in
Wow,
attendance.
that's cool. Some guys at the game, man. Bill Murray, Scottie Pippen,
Yeah.
Giannis, Schroeder. I like it. I like it. You got to get Imreezy at the game,
We got to get a player's view live from the arena. Get the real feels.
like NBA on TNT. Let's get up there and
Yeah.
sit in the studio and put the mics on and yeah, man. Oh, wow, Kendrick. Is that? Oh, no, Jarian
Ooh.
Grant. And they're still. Wow, big shot.
Ooh.
A near steal in the 3-pointer. Man, that still breakaway still could have been a
Yeah.
backbreaker.
I was
Could
going
have
to
been a
say that would have
backbreaker.
sealed the game to go up 15.
Hmm.
Sure enough, a broken play. Probably the only time Fenner has won these 50-50 balls. They get a three out of it. So now you see the defensive pressure turn up a little bit. But man, that guy has been living in the paint and on the rim.
Just so dominant, man. You got two guys that have been putting so much pressure on Fenerbahce's defense. A lot in the first half from Kendrick Nunn, all of the second half from Lazort. He's been at the free throw line. He's getting dunks. It's not a lot that you can do about that in this moment. And there he is again, travel.
Travel.
Yeah.
Good defense by Nigel Hayes Davis. He's playing the 5 right now, so he's matched up with Lasort. Kind of understand that. You need as much firepower as you can get if you're Fenner, but got to start to make some threes.
He thought he didn't travel, or he thought he got fouled.
I would assume the foul.
Man.
Oh,
Oh
they just
goodness.
cannot get the ball
This
to
is
go
tough.
in.
Yeah, oh, don't do that. Don't do that, Pop. See, now I gotta say, yeah, I was about to say
Yeah,
he ain't
yeah,
going for that. Nick ain't going for that.
yeah.
Nick ain't going for that. Nick ain't going for that. Nick ain't going for that. And I feel him. I feel him. Same thing. Same thing. I don't condone dirty play, but in a moment like this, in the middle of the game, 3 minutes left, and we flexing and kissing muscles, and now we Hulk Hogan out here. Come on, let's wrestle then. Let's wrestle then. Since we Hulk Hogan, let's wrestle. Like, look at Nick's home. Nah, don't do that. And then you're gonna flop like that. Come on, Pop. Now I gotta send Pop a text message. I text him. I told you I was gonna text him after that game for all that celebrating, and I and I got on him. I got on him about it as well. I'm definitely gonna text him about this one. I might even put him and Nick in a group chat just so you can talk some trash. Like, nah, man, you know better than to do that. Nick don't like that. I know he don't like that. I wouldn't have liked it either.
I feel Nick. I'm with you. A great move by
I'm
Nick
not, man. Hey,
Calais.
I don't like
You
that.
can't allow
Yeah.
that. Definitely an
Mm-mm.
unsportsmanlike
Mm-mm.
foul, but I'm totally with it.
I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take it. All right, what you think this is?
And then I love
But
the
the part
fact
that
that
I
he
like,
walked over to him and
th
talked the
there we
trash.
go. Exactly. He didn't just run down the court like he didn't do anything. He walked
Right.
right back over there like, hey, I'm pretty sure he let it be known, like, hey, you know better than that. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Act like you've been here before. I ain't hit him in the face. I ain't turned his head like he hit him in the face. He already think. Let me put this out here. Papa Petro is one of the strongest people I know. Like, by the way, let me put this out here. He's one of the strongest people I know. He lifts weights all the time. He works on his body all the time. He eats great. You know, like he's physically uh he's a strong person, like strong young kid. He's like 225, 230, but he's solid. Like not a lot of body fat. Nick can't knock him down. Like, he can't knock him down unless he punch him in the face, maybe. But he ain't gonna do that. But you can't just run up to him and knock him down. It's not gonna happen. Like, come on, man. You don't have to sell that. He was gonna get unsportsmanlike regardless. Especially if you're gonna be out there, taunting and everything. At least stand tall. You're gonna taunt and then roll across the
And then
ground.
fall, yeah, fall like you're the Statue of
Come on, man.
Liberty, just falling over. That was crazy.
Yeah, don't do these things. Like, don't do that. Like, don't do that. You could have just not did that, and we wouldn't even have to be here right now. We could have
Agreed.
could have just kept on playing. And it's still so early, and it's not even over. Like, oh, that's
Wow,
short
Lesort
again,
going to
man.
the line.
Just out there owning the paint, just owning the paint, and dominating the paint. Ah, that's tough.
And he's knocking the free throws down today, too. I think that's 5 for 7 from the line. He's usually about a 50% free throw shooter, so 5 of 9, excuse me. Never mind. 5 of 10. Okay,
He was
right on
five for
his
seven.
mark.
He was 4 for 6, and then he missed those two before that. So you was
Got it.
you was you was right there. You was right
Okay.
there. You was right there. That's funny.
All right, so it's looking like desperation time if you're, yeah, that's tough right there. Index of a negative
Yeah.
7. I think Scotty would love to have this
Wow.
game be a do over. Such a big factor for this team. Just hasn't been there today. Can he get one? Oh,
My
can't get the wide
goodness,
open one to go. That hurts.
man. It's just when you have a night like that, man, it makes it hard to sleep. It makes it hard to sleep at night,
Yeah.
knowing that this happened. You got some good looks, but also you had a lot of tough looks, especially early in the game.
Yeah.
Um, just trying to find that flow is difficult against a team with three great defenders on the court at, at one time. Two guards and a big is constant challenges, consistent challenges.
And the thing is, uh, on Instagram, I see the close friends. I see Scotty shooting late at night, leading up to the Final Four, just super locked in, getting that extra work. And that's the thing about
Yeah,
sports, man. It can really break your heart sometimes, make you drive you nuts. Probably going to be
yeah,
motivation for Scotty all summer to come out and not play anywhere near what you dreamed of, what you envisioned before this game.
yeah,
For Fender to only have 56 points here, 38 minutes through the game, no
yeah.
way. Didn't nobody picture that.
Man, it's like the beauty in sports, though. You can do all of this preparing. You can do, all of this work, all these extra shots and making sure your body's good, eating right, and it can still go one way or another. And we've all been there. That's why I said I think it's the beauty of it. The greatest have been there. The greatest have also prepared themselves,
Right.
uh, in the same manner, but they can't always control, how it goes for them in these games. I mean, we watch Kobe shoot air balls at the end of a game. We watch LeBron
Mhm.
score 2 points in fourth quarters of games, and we're talking about playoff games, finals games, closeout games. This is just what it is. This is what we signed up for. We can't just take all the glory. We got to take those moments as well and do something with them. What? I know. Yeah, gonna shoot that fade away. Just go ahead and shoot it. I'd rather just go ahead and shoot the fade away. Just go ahead and shoot the fade.
Yeah, it's a
Man,
heartbreaker. You see the Fender fan, hands in
yeah,
his face, down 16. Pana played a beautiful game. Withstood the pressure that Fender started to put on them. I think Matthias Lesort, for me, was the MVP. He played a phenomenal game. Has the double double,
shoot the
17
ball.
and 10.
Well, I saw it with a great night, very dominant night.
Yeah,
How many points did Kendrick Nunn end up with?
yeah, we're gonna check on that.
I wonder how many. We need Ellie. We need Ellie. Points, rebounds, assists for Kendrick Nunn. I think he had 3 or 4 assists. He had about 5 rebounds early in the game, like in the first quarter, second quarter. He had like 5 rebounds. So I believe he rebounded the ball well. He scored it well, starting the game. So all around good night for your two leaders.
Oh,
Oh man,
spinning step
that would
back
have been
threes.
one
That
for
would have been.
that would have been one for Swiss cultures right there. Swiss cultures would have gave us that one. Shout out to Swiss, man.
Coach Ataman gets it done again. Just breathing confidence
Gets it
for his
done
team.
again,
Leading up to
man.
the Final Four press conference, he's talking about how he's going to get another championship for Panathinaikos. Very bold statements. He's full of the bold statements, but he follows it up. Here he is with the semifinal win. The real test is
I
going
wish
to
they
be
could
if
put
it's going
this.
to be a.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. I was over here
No,
looking
I
at
was going to
Nick.
say if it's going
No.
to be a Great Derby. Yeah, Nick's he's about to wild on some people. Or
Yeah.
Panathinaikos Madrid coming for the final.
Man, It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be an exciting next game as well. Exciting next
Oh
game.
man, this
Madrid,
game, the
Olympiacos.
game to follow up, a
Man,
repeat from the championship of last year. Madrid been the better team all season compared to anybody, but Olympiacos, hey, trying to get back there to the championship. They were about 2 minutes away from winning the chip last year. Could be an insane
yeah,
derby.
yeah. I love the style differences in that Madrid and Olympiacos game. You got the flair and the finesse and the good ball that Madrid plays against that tough defensive grinded out game that Olympiacos plays. A battle of the styles for sure.
So yeah, like you were saying, Kendrick Nunn, 14
Yeah.
points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds, 12 index, 50% from the three, 50% from the two. Semifinal number one in the books. Panathinaikos with the win. They led the whole game. Withstood Finner's comeback. Finner got within one. Tyler Dorsey's corner shot, but ran out of gas. Could not get over that hump. Fought so
Mhm.
hard. Respectable. One of my favorite plays we talked about, Nick Kalathis going down and bumping Papa Petru, not having that. Big time respect for Nick. Honestly, if I'm another coach watching this game, I want Nick Kalathis on my team just for that action alone. The enforcer as a
Without a
point
doubt.
guard. Think Panda, if you're a Panda fan, you got to be super happy because it wasn't the best game from Kostas Lukas. However, you didn't need it. Kendrick Nunn came out, put the team on the map right away, hit some nice jumpers. Matthias Lesort
Hmm.
was a force the whole game. And then your defense was active in the passing lanes, led to easy buckets. Enjoy
The
this win
defense
maybe for
was
the next few hours. Get back to the hotel, get a good meal, kick your feet up,
man.
and on Sunday you go for the championship game.
Wow. A great feeling, a terrific feeling.
Oof.
Man.
He was definitely my MVP for the game, Matthias Lesur. But there you have it. I think the story for Fenner is the 3-point shooting. Look at that. They got 35
Yes.
threes up. I absolutely love that because they have a bunch of shooters. They only make nine. That is
Yeah.
oof, nearly double the 3-point attempts than Penna, and they only make two more. That hurts. The
Hmm.
eight rebound difference. That's big for Penna. Typically, if you're going to win the rebound battle, you're going to win the game. My college coach always harped on that. It's very few chances that you don't win the rebound and you win, so you got to win that. Even though they had 17 turnovers, that's just a sloppy game in many aspects. We had a
Yeah.
lot of errant
Yeah.
passes, a lot of steals in the passing lane, 32 turnovers collectively.
Those turnovers by Fenerbahce led to points a few times, and I wonder, what that stat was, the points off of turnovers. We know all turnovers aren't necessarily created equally, but
Right.
that was a big thing in this game, and Panathinaikos defense was terrific.
Yes, they were. And that man was living on the rim. I think he had four
Man,
dunks, maybe five. Oh, yeah. See the block,
just
gets it
commanding
at
the
the
paint.
apex. Ooh, with the flare. I
Mm,
don't remember
that's nice.
that. Oh,
That was on the steal, the breakaway to begin the quarter.
yeah, okay. That's right.
Begin the quarter.
Burner Boy himself just out there getting
A
numbers.
machine, a
Let's hear from him.
machine.
Dominant. Outside of the free throw shooting, couldn't do any wrong. 5 of 10 from the line. I think going into the next game, whoever they're going to face, it might be Hackle sort option. Anytime he's in the paint, you do not want him dunking on you. You got to contest and
Yeah.
foul, whether it's Tavares at the rim, probably going to be looking to swat and then get him to the line so he can't dunk. When they did match up during the season,
Yeah.
Lasort dominated. So that'll be a thing. And then the Greek Derby, the Olympiacos bigs, three bigs around the rim. That'll be another test for
Mhm.
Lasort. But he's shown all season that he's been a monster down there. 20 index,
Nice.
easily the player of the game. Let's hear from Kostas Antetokounmpo. Doesn't pay as much as the Bucks do. I know that for a fact.
It does not.
Nothing
Stay where you
probably
are,
in this
Giannis.
world.
Yeah, just stay where you are. If you want this job, buy the whole company.
Okay, I thought that was key. He mentioned the flow for Kostas wasn't his offensive night,
Mhm.
so he was subbing. Kalaitzakis in there. We mentioned it. Great defense, quick 5 points, the three, and then the two free throws as well.
Yeah.
Antetokounmpo with the subbing in and out. He did play more than I thought he would. I thought Lesort would play like 36 to 38 minutes, but the defensive strategy was good by him. There was overall a great coaching job by Ataman. Got them off to the right start, made the changes when he needed. Here's Coach Saras. Very classy interview. I thought he
Yeah.
nailed it right. They just weren't perfect from how they usually are. Couldn't get those shots to fall. A lot of the easy ones, we talked about Guduric's floater from 6 feet, Shanley around the rim. Wasn't Scotty's day by any means. Credit Pana for their defense on a lot of that. So,
Yeah.
Tyrese,
Yeah.
yeah, give me your thoughts before we wrap up.
Man, that I thought Panathinaikos came out and they really um showed their goal and their mission early in the game. Starting the game off, 12-0 on the defensive end, getting a lot of stops. Um, like Coach Adama mentioned, it slowed down a little bit, but when it was time for them to ramp their defense back up, I thought they did well doing that. I think they focused a lot more on what they were doing defensively rather than offensively in this game, and it paid off for them. From Fenerbahce's standpoint, everything was tough. Literally everything they did on the basketball court tonight was tough. And you know how that goes. When everything you're doing is tough, when you get those easy ones, it's a little bit harder to make them because you haven't seen anything. You haven't had that much time, or you weren't able to, see the basket as clearly, throughout the totality of the game. So I think when they did get those easy looks, it was almost like a surprise, or it was a little bit of they were a little bit antsy to try to finish it versus just being in flowing and rhythm and feeling good and not really having any worries.
Yep, well, that's it. So great insight from Tyrese. We give a shout out to Tibor for joining us on the show. That was some really good insight to Coach Ataman and his championships. Being the German, that they weren't on time was quite a shock for the game. They're usually very punctual. But that's it for
Hmm.
semifinal number one. Tyrese, that was great, man. Thank you very much. Jake and I will be
Thank
coming
you,
at you
man. Thank
guys on
you.
the Players View for semifinal number two. Think that's all we got for the show. Next time.
See you guys. Thank you. Man, back to back. Get your coffee.
Yeah.